Hello, I'm George Zodrow, and I'm the Cline Professor of Economics at Rice University. I'd like to tell you a little bit about my new book, Advanced Introduction to Taxation. The book is designed to be a supplement for courses in public finance or taxation at the advanced undergraduate or graduate levels, or indeed for anyone with an interest in tax policy. Public economics is very much an applied micro topic, and the book is organized to reflect that. After a short introduction, I discuss many of the ways that taxation affects individual behavior. Chapter 2 examines the critical issue of taxation and labor supply, focusing on the basic theoretical models and a wide range of empirical results. I also discuss the key concept of taxable income elasticity, which captures in a single comprehensive measure all of the many potential inefficiencies attributable to labor income taxation. Chapter 3 then examines the effect of taxation on saving behavior, arguably an even more important topic in light of the crucial effects of changes in saving on investment, the capital stock, labor productivity, and wages. The analysis again begins with an overview of standard theoretical models and some empirical results. But I also consider alternatives to the standard approaches, including models of precautionary saving and those based on the behavioral economics literature. This chapter concludes with an investigation of the critical question of the effects of different forms of taxation on the accumulation of skills or human capital. The analysis then turns to the taxation of businesses. Chapter 4 begins with the cost of capital model and marginal effective tax rates, illustrating a methodology that is able to capture all the effects of the complex tax systems that are typically applied to the returns to investment. I also analyze the empirical evidence on the effects on investment of both marginal and average effective tax rates. The analysis is then extended to what is often described as the most complex problem in taxation, the treatment of multinational enterprises. Chapter 5 explores this issue in depth, including not only investment incentive effects, but also such thorny topics as the extent of income shifting and the nature and extent of international tax competition. Chapter 6 examines the taxation of investment in housing, especially the controversial role played by the property tax, and several other issues related to taxation investment, including the very popular topic of the taxation of the so-called carried interest earned by the managers of private investment funds. A thorough understanding of the effects of taxation on individual and business behavior is essential to the next step in the analysis, which is the construction of general equilibrium models of the U.S. and world economies. These models incorporate such responses and are often utilized to analyze and simulate the macroeconomic effects of tax reforms. Chapter 7 provides a thorough discussion of such models and includes two key applications: the controversial and still unresolved issue of the incidence of the corporate income tax and the effects of what is often referred to as fundamental tax reform, that is, the replacement of the existing income tax with a consumption-based tax system. The final chapter of the book explores the topic that has received the most attention in the public economics literature over the past 50 years, the design of optimal tax systems. That is, taxes that are designed to maximize social welfare, taking into account the constraints imposed by behavioral responses to taxation of individuals and firms. I consider optimal commodity taxation, the optimal taxation or tax exemption of capital income, and optimal labor income taxes, in particular, the highly contentious issue of the optimal progressivity of taxes on labor income, a topic that has dominated the optimal taxation literature since the seminal papers of the early 1970s. A discussion of optimal taxation is an excellent place to conclude the book, as it illustrates the importance of understanding and accurately modeling the behavioral responses of individuals and businesses and all of their interactions, while also highlighting the extent of disagreement about the nature of optimal tax systems, as well as the areas in which additional research will hopefully be successful in narrowing these disagreements. Well, that is my advanced introduction to taxation in a nutshell. I encourage you to take a look, and I hope that you find it a useful interpretation of the huge and fascinating literature on the many and varied aspects of the economics of taxation and tax policy. Thank you very much.